Welcome back to the second act of Despia. If you want to see how to play Despia in this new format, then you've come to the right place. I'm going to show you the deck, and if you stay tuned after this little intro, you'll see everything. And as always, if you have any questions, you can always ask it in the comments. So, let's get into the second act and see where this is going to go. Alrighty. First off, we'll start with the main deck. Sorry for the little bit of a shaking here. I am still running 3 Alubers. And Alubers basically just get me to Branded Fusion. Everyone knows Branded Fusion. Everyone loves Branded Fusion. This is the easy way to get to Branded Fusion. Then I'm running 3 Tragedy still. Tragedy's just gonna say, hey, get me a Luber. That's basically all Tragedy's gonna say. And then I'm running the 1 Dramaturge, which is just your big extra beat stick, and a monster negate. I'm running the 1 Ab-Libitin, who can recur back Mirror Jade. And then since there's stuff that's targeting now in this format, I'm running the 1 Despian Comedy. So, it's our own little Despia hand trap, if you want to say. So that's all for the Despia monsters. Next up, I am running 3 of the big boy himself, Fallen of Albaz. Basically just a super poly with legs. Everyone loves the story with Albaz and the lure with Albaz and Ecclesia and Aluber. So, running 3 of them. Then for the 1 of, I'm running the 1 Albion the Shrouded Dragon. Just another name of Albaz, and then he'll have another combo with a couple other cards that I'm going to show here in a little bit. And then I'm running the 2 Tribrand Mercuriers, which it goes in hand with Allure of Darkness. So Mercurier is just basically discard with Allure, or not discard, banish with Allure, draw 2. So that's why Mercurier's in here. And then he can be recurred with a couple other cards. And then I am playing both Incredible Ecclesia that can get Albaz out, and then I'm playing Blazing Cartesia. So she's there basically to get Albaz out. She works with Albaz like that, and she is basically another polymerization. So if I control an Albaz, or if Albaz is in our graveyard, which will always be somewhere, special summon, and then just basically poly. So she will be another polymerization type. And then I'm playing a Bystial package, which is 3 Magnamuts, so they're all basically DD Crow on steroids. Magnamite is going to get you another Bystial card, well, monster, other than himself. So I mean, he'll be searching for one of these 2, either Druce Worm or Sorrowneer. Probably butchered that name. I would play a Lubellion if I had one. I don't have a Lubellion, but if I did, I would just knock Magnamut down to 2. So I'll put him down to 2, then I'd have Sorrowneer and Druce Worm still at 1. And then another tech that I've added in to help shut down some of these other decks is Raw's Disciple. You can't tribute over it unless you're tributing for one of the gods. So, I mean, it kind of stops your opponent for a turn, hopefully. And then that's all the monster count. I believe that's 23 monsters. And this is a 45 card deck. So, it's kind of up there. I like to stick between 41 and 43 usually. But that's the monster lineup. Next is the spells. We have Branded Fusion at 3. Probably the best card in the deck. Gets you into Lebellion, which gets you into Mirror Jade. So there's that. You always want to see this in your opening hand or get it through a Luber as quick as you can. And then I play Branded Opening at 3. There are times I like to dump Opening into the graveyard because it will protect your fusions. So that's another thing. And then Opening's just going to discard Tragedy to get you a Luber, which is going to get you Branded Fusion. So any way to get to Branded Fusion is how you want it. And then I play 2 Branded in red. Basically just get you into Guardian Chimera. Then for the one-ofs, for the Branded spells, I play 1 Branded Lost, 1 Branded Regained, and then I do like to play the Theater, which is just an extra polymerization, basically. Then I play 3 Allure Darknesses. As I said, it works so well with Mercurier. Draw 2, banish Mercurier. You can still recur Mercurier and you can plus off of that. One thing I don't have in the deck anymore is the Frightfur engine. I like this version better with the Bystials than I did with the Frightfur package. And then I still play 2 Super Polys. Super Poly is still Super Poly. That's all I gotta say about Super Poly. And then I play the 1 copy of Foolish Burial, which you can dump Comedy, still get a Luber. And then I play the 1 Called By because you want your Branded Fusion to go through. And then I do play 4 traps. I play the new Branded Beast. I play Branded Banishment. I play Branded Expulsion and Branded Sword. So I play a little bit more of a heavier trap lineup than I usually would, but all 4 of those traps they're too good to not play. Then on to the extra deck. I'm still sticking on the 2 Mirror Jades. And then I'm only running 1 copy of Lebellion in this build. I kind of cut him down to 1 because you can easily throw him back in the extra deck for another Mirror Jade later on. And then I'm playing 2 of the Albion, the Branded Dragon. You dump him, you get to set a branded spell. Mostly it's Branded in red usually. And then I play the 1 Titaniclad. Not many people play that. I play the 1 Alba Lenatus. And that's all for the Albaz fusions. On to the Despia fusions. I play the 2 Masquerades. Basically, as some people call it, they're the Tax Dragon. And I play 1 Corardus, which he's basically, if you're under a level 8, puts you down to 0 attack. And then I play the 1 Proskinian. I wish he would come in an Ultra or a Secret. I think that would look pretty cool. It would look cool. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And then I play 2 Guardian Chimeras. I've been thinking about cutting this down to 1. I'm not too sure about it. I'm still doing some play testing on it. And then my 2 Super Poly targets are Draco Stapelia and I'm playing Garura. So that's the extra deck. I will do a quick test hand to show you what I can do with the deck, and I'll be right back with that all shuffled up and everything. See if we're gonna be able to do something or not. I'll go on and cut it. Then our opening hand is going to be Courier, Albaz, Foolish Burial, Branded Lost, and Allure Darkness. So, first off, I'd probably do Allure. I'll keep all that down there. Oh, sorry. And then we draw another Albaz and a Luber. And then we'll just get rid of the Courier. Then, since we already have a Luber, I'm not going to worry about Foolish Burial. So I will normal summon a Luber. And I will search for Branded Fusion. Almost right there on the bottom. And it would have been the next card in the deck too. As always, if I do something wrong, just let me know. I'm always open to learn new stuff. I'm just gonna set that there. Next, I will probably play Branded Fusion, and I will send the third copy of Albaz. And then I'd probably go on and send Ecclesia so I can recur her. Actually, instead of Ecclesia, I would send Cartesia. And that will get me out the Lubellion. And then I would have to discard one for Lubellion, so I would probably go on and discard the second Albaz. Just because I don't want him clogged in my hand. And I would shuffle back Lubellion, and I would put an Albaz back in deck. And then with that, I would bring out Masquerade. And then with that, I would probably go on and play. I should have probably played Branded Lost first. That's my fault. So then with Masquerade, I'll probably go and use his effect to send an Albion. And then I will actually go on and use Foolish Burial. And I will send Tragedy so I could get Ad Libitum to my hand. Because at the end phase, I'll have both Albion trigger and then Cartesia triggering, so she'll go back to the hand, and Albion will set me a Branded in red. I'm not really going to worry about shuffling right now. So that way, when it comes around to my opponent's turn, I would just activate Branded in red, and then I would target the Tragedy to put back to my hand, and then I would use Tragedy, Ad Libitum, and Masquerade to bring out Chimera. And the only problem with this is I'm not going to have the polymerization in the graveyard to make him protected all the way. But at least with this, I will be able to trigger these in any way you want. So you'd be able to bring Mirror Jade back, and then you'll get another Sin for Mirror Jade. Then you can use Tragedy, and you can probably get yourself either another Aluber for follow-up, or maybe a Dramaturge. So I'd go on and get the Aluber. And then you'd have the Chimera effect. Alright, after a shuffle. Let's see if we're gonna be able to do something or not. I don't want to cut it. Then our opening hand is going to be Mercurier, Albaz, Foolish Burial, Branded Lost, and Allure Darkness. So, first off, I'd probably do Allure. I'll keep all that down there. Oh, sorry. And then we draw another Albaz and a Luber. And then we'll just get rid of the Courier. Then, since we already have a Luber, I'm not going to worry about Foolish Burial. So I will normal summon a Luber. And I will search for Branded Fusion. Almost right there on the bottom. And it would have been the next card in the deck too. As always, if I do something wrong, just let me know. I'm always open to learn new stuff. Just gonna set that there. Next, I will probably play Branded Fusion, and I will send the third copy of Albaz. And then I'd probably go on and send Ecclesia so I can recur her. Actually, instead of Ecclesia, I would send Cartesia. And that will get me out the Lubellion. And then I would have to discard one for Lubellion, so I would probably go on and discard the second Albaz. Just because I don't want him clogged in my hand. And I would shuffle back Lubellion, and I would put an Albaz back in deck. And then with that, I would bring out Masquerade. And then with that, I would probably go on and play. I should have probably played Branded Lost first. That's my fault. So then with Masquerade, I'll probably go on and use his effect to send an Albion. And then I will actually go on and use Foolish Burial. And I will send Tragedy so I could get... Where is he? Ablibiton to my hand. Because at the end phase, I'll have both Albion trigger and then Cartesia triggering, so she'll go back to the hand, and Albion will set me a Branded in red, really going to worry about shuffling right now. So that way, when it comes around to my opponent's turn, I would just activate Branded in red, and then I would target the Tragedy to put back to my hand, and then I would use Tragedy, Ad Libitum, and Masquerade to bring out Chimera. And the only problem with this is I'm not going to have the polymerization in the graveyard to make him protected all the way. But at least with this, I will be able to trigger these in any way you want. So you'd be able to bring Mirror Jade back, and then you'll get another Send for Mirror Jade. And then you can use Tragedy, and you can probably get yourself either another Aluber for follow-up, or maybe a Dramaturge. So I'd go on and get the Aluber. And then you'd have the Chimera effect, which is gonna let you draw 2 cards because you use 2 from hand. So you would end up drawing Ecclesia and Tragedy. So really and truly, now that Ecclesia kind of becomes dead in the hand. But you also have Cartesia, you still have Albaz. So you can basically normal summon Albaz, and then, well, hold up. If they break the board, then you draw for turn, you're going to get Expulsion. So that will be a good setup for later, but you'll have the normal summon of Aluber, then you can pitch either Tragedy or Ecclesia, and you can go into anything you want with that. Or let's say they got rid of everything on the board, you can normal summon Aluber and get another Branded Fusion and go that route. So the deck is not dead. I know we're entering a tier 0 format with the Ishizu cards and tier limits, but Branded is still really good. So I mean, make sure no one is sleeping on Branded whatsoever. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all later.